up in the Midwest, so when I moved to the Southwest, I had a lot of getting used to, especially when it came to all the flavors of the Southwest. You know, I originally thought that all jalapenos, all chilies, and all peppers were just created equal. They were nothing but hot heat. I was really mistaken though, and as I started experimenting with chilies in my cooking, I realized they had a lot more to do with bold, earthy, unique flavors. That is why the Santa Fe Cooking Creme is really going to be a help to all, especially if you're not used to Southwest cooking, because they put the perfect blend of chilies and peppers right in here, so it takes the guesswork out of it for you. They also have a little kick of lime, which is really going to kick up all those flavors and elevate them a bit, and that creaminess of the cream cheese is going to make this dish very unique. I also wanted to include some ingredients that everybody could find no matter where they lived. So we're going to use some chicken broth, and we're going to also use a sweet red bell pepper. Now I think everybody is pretty familiar with these peppers, but this is really going to give a wonderful sweet and savory taste to our dish today. We're also going to include an onion and some fresh corn on the cob. Now, if the fresh corn is not available, if it's not in season where you live, then you can substitute with some frozen corn, but fresh is always best, so try to use this if you can. We also are going to use a sweet potato and some pork chorizo sausage. Now, this is the flavor of the Southwest. We use this in a lot of the Southwest cooking. If for some reason you can't find it, you can always substitute with some ground pork. But today we are definitely using the chorizo because this is all about wonderful, bold flavors. I also have 2 secret ingredients, and I decided to share them with you. It is my secret to my Southwest cooking, but I will share those with you a little later in the recipe. So let's get ahead and let's get cooking this Southwest roasted sweet potato chowder. To begin our recipe today, we need to start roasting our vegetables. So I've taken my diced sweet potatoes and my corn and placed them on a cooking sheet that's been lined in foil because I'm all about the easy and I want some nice and easy cleanup. So now I just need to take a cooking spray and very generously spray all these sweet potatoes and corn with the cooking spray. The cooking spray is going to allow all these vegetables to evenly brown, and it's also going to help our secret ingredients adhere to the surface. So now it's time to tell you what the secret is. Now, I kind of stumbled across this as I've been going through a lot of different Southwest recipes. I started noticing that they always have something a little sweet with the heat. So that's when I started using a little bit of cinnamon to temper all those spices. So in our little secret blend here, we're going to start off with a teaspoon of cinnamon. You're going to find that it's going to be a really interesting element in this chowder. Now, another ingredient that I am just in love with, and I use this all the time, is smoked paprika. Now, paprika is another chili, but this time it's also been smoked and turned into a powder. So it gives a lot of depth and a lot of smoky flavors to our cooking. So I'm going to put 2 teaspoons of that into my bowl. I'm also going to add a teaspoon of salt. And then I need a good grinding of some fresh ground black pepper to add yet another element of heat and flavor to our dish. Now that I got that seasoning all blended, I just want to go ahead and coat my vegetables with this. Once I do that and I get this all mixed up, I'm going to place these vegetables to roast in a 450-degree oven. While my sweet potatoes and corn are busy roasting away in the oven, I'm going to go ahead and cook my chorizo to form the base of my chowder. So I have taken a large stock pot, and over a medium-high heat, I'm going to brown this chorizo until it starts rendering off all that extra fat, because we really don't need that in this recipe. You know, I was so inspired by the cooking cream when I was trying to create this wonderful Southwest chowder. You know, for years I have made my sweet potatoes and have put the cinnamon and the smoked paprika, but I've also put a lot of other chilies and peppers with it. The same chilies and peppers that you find in that cooking cream. So I knew when I saw that That would be a shortcut, a wonderful way to get all those Southwest flavors into this dish without spending a lot of extra time, without spending a lot of extra money on all those additional spices. So I think this is really going to be a winner. Okay, there we go. I've added my pepper and my onion right into that chorizo. Now I did drain off that extra fat, leaving just a little bit behind, so I can go ahead and brown the onion and the pepper. In goes the chicken broth, right into that sausage and those peppers and onions. Now I'm going to go ahead and let this chicken stock reduce by half. This way, all those flavors will be right through that base of the chowder. This is going to be so good. Now my base of my soup has been reduced in half, so it's time to add our creamy elements. First, let's start with some evaporated milk. You know, I think this is a great tip to add a lot of flavor, a lot of creaminess without adding a lot of calories. I could definitely add some heavy whipping cream if I wanted to, but I really don't think I have to, especially when I have my cooking cream. This has enough cream, enough creaminess to hold this chowder together and to give it a rich taste. So I want to go ahead and put my Santa Fe Cooking Creme right in. Look at how beautiful this is. Now I like to use a rubber spatula because I don't want to waste one little drop of this cooking cream because it's really that good. This is such an important element to this chowder and it really gives it a unique taste. The base of our chowder is completed, so now it's time to add these perfectly roasted sweet potatoes and corn. This sweetness, the smoky, savory taste is a perfect addition to this nice, creamy, spicy soup base. This is just going to be perfect. Here you have it, total Southwest perfection right in a bowl. First thing I notice about this chowder is that it has the color of a Southwest sunset, something that we look forward to every single night. That's a flavor that I could have every night for dinner too. Absolutely wonderful. That cooking cream really tempers the heat. It adds that creaminess and that little tang from the cream cheese and the lime juice that's in the Santa Fe blend. And all those spices in the Santa Fe blend work so well with the cinnamon and smoked paprika that was on those sweet potatoes. And then you get that little crunch, that little pop out of that roasted sweet corn. This is Southwest wonderful right here. So tonight, if you're wondering what to make for dinner and you want to make something quick and fast that's a little out of the ordinary, head Southwest. Come experience all the wonderful flavors, all the best that the Southwest has to offer with this new Santa Fe Cooking Creme by Kraft.